Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the SHAC. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK. And it's a rather dull morning, drizzly here in the southeast of England, but indoors it's lovely and warm and cozy. So I hope it is where you are too. And let's get together and do some doodling. We're on V today. V. We're working our way through the alphabet, aren't we, friends? Paul, our dear friend Paul, is in the room with you. So if you have any questions, then Paul's your man. So come on in, shut the door. It's freezing outside. It's definitely the great freeze at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, and Dave's indoors. He's doing really well. Very, very well, actually. It's I think it's 3 weeks today that he came out of hospital. So that's quite something. And I just popped in and he was hoovering the lounge. Well, happy days. You know, things are looking up. And it was Grace's birthday yesterday, so she had a lovely time in New York, I'm told. Lucky girl. Yeah, come on in. Let's, Paul says the sound is nice and clear. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm glad we're hanging out for an hour because I've been having a little bit of a moment. You know that do you remember those, I think it was Andrex, where the little Labradors, the puppies, and they run and they're all running, and then the back legs seem to be faster than the front legs, and they go like that, and then they topple over because the back legs roll over. Well, that's me this weekend. I feel like my back legs are starting to work faster than my hands are. You know. So I had to give myself a bit of a talking to this morning about slowing down, about manage the manageable. You know, that whole physician heal thyself thing. Yeah, it was one of those this morning. Look at what you have achieved and not what you haven't. Come on in. Marion, grüß dich. Lovely to see you too. It's good to have your company. And there's nothing like a nice cup of tea made by your husband. So, what are we on? This is a busy week. That's why actually I work most of the weekend, if the truth be known. It's all right though. I could think of worse things. I could think of worse things to do to make a living. And so I was doing loads of artwork and getting ahead of what's coming up. It's a busy week this week and a busy week the following week. And actually quite busy the week after. So, you know, there's lots of new lovely stuff coming up, and it all requires quite a lot of planning, you know. So yeah, the royal we. I was trying to bank things that I know could be done, you know, like getting some demos done for next Monday, which is a little bit of ways away, but you know, I think it was a good idea, and it gave me a chance to because they're really beautiful stamps. They're fabulous stamps, cranes, gorgeous birds. But it gave me a chance to get some landscapes done, you know, and all that stuff. Because I know what you like. I know what you like, not what you're like. What you like. And I just have to get those things in place well ahead of time. You know, I know the team at Clarity, they react very quickly, but you do have to give them a little bit of time. And at the moment, we've got a couple of people off sick. Again, today, one of our main players he's done his back in. So, you know, it's just an adjustment thing, isn't it? And it's all okay, you know. There was something interesting. You've heard this before. You know, if the problem you have today, you don't remember next week, if it's one of those problems that you won't even remember it next week, then it's not a problem, is it? Yeah. And that's the truth of it. And anything that's been making me anxious over the last couple of days is nothing that I will even remember remotely a week from now. So there you are. Not worth worrying about them. Keep calm and carry on, Gray. Nahid, I see you there too. Lovely. Facebook's playing up. I hope it's not at our end. Paul, everything okay? Good. And so today I can tell you what's going on this week. you know, you could get a pen out and just write down where you're going to find us and what we're up to, because it's quite a good week this week. It's special. Yeah, and we can do that while we're doodling our V. So I thought it'd be nice. Wait for a couple of friends to find us. Yeah, here they come. Cool, cool. And then we'll do the letter V, because last week on Thursday, I think, we finished the umbrellas. I think we've done enough on the umbrellas. And we're in Japan, aren't we? You know that, don't you? We're in Japan for the whole month of March here at Clarity, which I really am enjoying. I love Japanese art, and I love their culture. Just, I don't know, there's something very calming about the Japanese way of life. If you watch, you know, they make a, I'm not saying they make something out of nothing, but they find joy even in the smallest things. You know, I was saying, like making a cup of tea. It's a ceremony. And I'm not saying that we all take an afternoon off work to make a cup of tea, but having said that, you know, it's nice. I know Dave and I, we say, should we have a special coffee? And that means we're going to get the percolator out and we're going to spend some time rather than an instant press the button and, you know, out it comes. So there's something to be said for enjoying the mundane, because the mundane is something we have to do. It's a part of life. Making the beds, hoovering, filling the dishwasher, making a cup of tea, preparing the food, you know, blah, 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 laying the table. So that's another one. I get a lot of enjoyment out of laying the table. And I've been going to I've got this really lovely silk screened table runner. And I put it on, I put a candle, I've got a Japanese bowl. I'm really getting into the Japan thing in the house as well, you know? And I take the time to do that. And Dave always lights a candle. And it just, even if we're having macaroni and cheese for Sunday roast, which is what we had yesterday, we lit the candle, we sat at the table, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. You see? Greetings from Melbourne. Well, hello. Hi, Jenny. It must be very late where you are. I finished reading my book about Australia. It was great. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. It's all about diamonds, all about the diamond area near Adelaide and the springs, they call it. The Alice, not a spring, the Alice. And yeah, it was really fascinating. Makes me want to go there. Makes me want to go to Australia, but it is a long haul, isn't it, from us? Cool. What happened at Heathrow on Friday? That wasn't good, was it? I know, the news. You couldn't make it up what's going on at the moment. It's like watching a really, really, really bad film. Like, not bad as in, you know, disturbing film. There you go. Not bad as in, you know, low budget. This is a real high budget film, what we're watching here. But it seems to be so disturbing, doesn't it? I know. And so we doodle. And you may think, how inane is that? How feeble to just, you know, I have those conversations with myself too. You know, the world's a light and here we are drawing umbrellas. Oh no, not just any old umbrella, a Japanese umbrella, you know, as if there weren't more going on. But it's not about that. It's not about what we're drawing. It's about this. It's about sanity and about calming the mind and distraction, you know, and, you know, learning something. Every day is a school day. So let's have a look what we're going to do today. Let's get started. We're going through the alphabet, aren't we? I tell you what, I really need to take these into work because I think these will make superb little stamps. Yeah. In fact, you know what? I'm taking them out there now and I'm going to take them in when I go into work on Tuesday. I'm taking these in with me and I'm going to give them to Jazz And I say, right, girlfriend, we have a job to do. Right, trust. Oh yeah, that was when I flipped my wig, wasn't it? Oh well, doesn't happen often. Right, umbrella, we've done that. Look, I did some gold leaf. Gilding flakes. More will be revealed. I had the gilding flakes out because of what we're doing today. And then I thought, oh, I tell you what, that would look beautiful on a vase. So I did some gilding flake work. Right, this is what we need. To get to the letters, I need, do you remember we did the U for umbrella? Let's get the U out just because we can. And we've got the A for our height. And what we're going to do for, I mean, it's screaming out. For me, V for vase. It's shouting at me. It's so obvious. We're doing Japan. I'm a potter. I love Japanese pottery. Why wouldn't we do vases? V for vase. Beautiful sakura. We could do a little cherry blossom coming out of the vase. Yeah. Did you see Chris Packham? Yes. Country File. They went to Tokyo. They went to Kyoto, didn't they, to see the blossoms? Absolutely wonderful. Somebody must have told them that it was Japan month at Clarity. Even Lidl's have been giving the heads up. I know. Don't like to say too much, but I think we're a bit of a trendsetter. Isn't it weird how you do something? The only reason that we came up with it was because Dave and I wanted to go to Japan, couldn't because of Dave's knee op. So I said, right, well, then we'll bring Japan to us. And then before you know it, Lidl's have jumped on the bandwagon. Chris Packham, and I must admit, he probably planned it a little bit further ahead. Absolutely marvellous. Yeah, and we missed it. But it seems that the beautiful sakura, the cherry blossoms in Japan, they come every year. So we'll be there next year. Come on in, friends. Good, I can see there are plenty of you now. Nice. Thank you for your company. These beautiful roses are still going. Thank you, Jane Telford, for the birthday thought. Okay, right, we don't need much, do we, in the shack? We need a tracing paper block. So all my vase stuff ready to go. First thing we're going to do is do a V. So let's have a look. I have a confession. Because I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. Sur mon assiette, as the French say. I haven't done me V, but I figure that I'll be able to wing it. So a bit of tracing paper, copy paper underneath. Usually, I always do the letter before you come along, just to be sure, But today, oh no, I didn't. Right, I need that, I need a ruler, a pencil. Do you know what? I'm going to sharpen it. My pencil, not my tongue. Gently does it. I'm going to sharpen my pencil. It's new week. Just a bog standard HB pencil. And I'll sharpen it. Oh, that sounds a bit gritty. That's okay. There are 3 different holes, you see. You get it in the wrong hole. Shush. Colour, graphite, jumbo. Graphite fits like a glove, Put it in the colour, not so good. Clearly, the shaft is wider in the colour. So now we're going to make the letters first. So what are we on? V. Well, I can see a V staring at me here. I'm just going to turn it upside down. Right, height of the letters are 7 centimetres or 2 3/4. Okay, so I'm just going to give myself the height of the letter. And do you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to rush. Did you notice, oh, you lovely club members, that keep us going. On the back of the booklet, the much improved booklet that's now got an extra double page in it, did you notice that there's a ruler on the back? Yeah, a really handy conversion ruler, so that if you're an inch, like I'm an inch person, right? This is very, very, it's very edgy, isn't it, for 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday? I am an inch girl. And so I correspond to inches, right? 6 inches, 12 inches, 8 inches. I know exactly what 8 inches looks like, you know. But if you told me it's 20 centimeters, I wouldn't have a clue. Okay. So, but having said that, most Americans as well, they tend to be inch people. What about Australians? Are they imperial or are they metric? See, now you've got the rest of Europe and a lot of stitchers here. They tend to go millimeters, centimeters. A lot of graphic designers work in mil, right? Millimeters. So I thought, rather than, you know, Linda Williams she's millimeters and centimeters. So I thought, well, rather than get them to have to keep converting, why don't I just let the designers do what they do best, let them do it. And then I will give you a ruler on the back and then you can decide, you know, if I say, oh, it's a 5x5 or it's 8 inches long, then you can look at the back and go, ah, that's what that is in centimeters or millimeters. I thought it was a good idea anyway. I had my moments. So yeah, new and improved. If you're not in the club, join the club. It's cheap as chips, really, for what you get. You get a lot of bang for your buck. We'll talk about it this afternoon, Paul, shall we? Let's have a little promotion, a little club promotion this afternoon when we get together at 2 o'clock. But anyway, so I'm working with an inch ruler here, but the Pergamano one's a centimeter one. See, so this is 7 centimeters. Then the bar, if you like, where the lowercase one is 4 centimeters, so 1.5 inches. So I've had to write it here. But what you'll notice is I always go back to A, because I think by the time you get to V, see, I went back to A on the U, and you just keep it uniform. Whereas if you keep taking the letter just before, the chances are that it will start to deviate a little bit. So you just keep going back to the first one, and then you know it'll always be right. Well, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Bye, everyone. I'll catch up later. Bye, Alison. Someone's in hospital. Oh, dear. Okay. Norovirus. Oh, golly. I tell you what, everybody's got something. I hope that he's okay, Alison. Yeah, it's a... Oh, let's just draw a vase. Come on. I keep going back and forth on worrying, and what's the point? Worrying doesn't help. Metric in Australia. Thank you. Yeah, worrying doesn't help, does it? Hey? Right, see, now that looks like a V to me. Having said that, though, right, see, the A looks... I know I'm going to have to modify the A. I think I'm going to have to go in and doctor the A, because it is a V. I'll give it that, but it's quite a sharp and pointy V, isn't it? See how we've softened our letters quite a bit, haven't we? Let's try a couple of different things. Let's use the A upside down and use that for our... Looks quite good as a vase, to be fair, right? Come on then, let's make a vase. Right, so I'm going to make it a little less jagged. Okay, we'll do the outside first. See, the only thing that I will say, and we're going to learn about this later, I don't want to make it quite so... they are symmetrical. Got to give it that. See, I've knocked that bit out there. And then I'm not going to make it quite so... This needs to be a bit thicker as well. I feel that it's gone a bit thin there. Come on then. Let's see what we can do. If we go there, and then I reckon that's probably about right. Hey? Let's lift that up and see what we've got. Not bad. Not bad. Hey? That one there's a little bit long. Now let's take that away because that gives us a rough idea of where. Not bad. And we're going to change this up a little bit. So I quite like that. See, it's like you're making an instant vase here. So that one comes in there like that. This is easy, isn't it? Come on. So that comes down there like so. See, rubber eraser pen. There we go. Let's use this one. See, the thing about a V is it's like, so we don't have to give it that great big foot, do we? Like that. That looks rather nice. Might make it a bit fatter, do you think? A little bit wider. Yeah, I think so. Looks a little bit more substantial. There, that's more like it. Turn it round. You see, that's much better. So some of the fonts like Times Roman and that, one leg is always a bit thinner than the other one, isn't it? If you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Right. There you go. Dave's Dave's leg is definitely a lot fatter than the other one at the moment. It's getting better though, isn't it, Dave? It was awful to start with, you know. It was, wasn't it? Shocking. Dave's got really nice legs. Well, he had a really nice leg. Yeah, blimey, didn't that blow up? But it's starting to look more like the other one again now. So the body is healing. It's amazing, isn't it? There you go. There's your V. Right, small V. Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically, it's that in small, isn't it? It's the same thing, but smaller. So what about if we do that? What about if I go like that? I'm cheating now, but makes sense to me. Right, and then we can just go. So we're making a small V, and it looks just like the large V, except it's half the height. There you go. I reckon that'll work. Oh, look. Yeah, why not? There you go. Voila. Needs must. Looks like a little vase right there. Okay. Is anybody doing this with me or am I on my own? I quite like that. Okay. We did a V in love, didn't we, as well? We did a really nice... What's that? Yeah. Do you remember? Look. When we did love. And we did like a recess, didn't we? I rather liked that as well. And we even used it like a vase. Look. That's rather nice, isn't it? To do that recess. Something to think about. I know when we were doing the U last time, we put a drop shadow down. See, just different ways to tackle. But if you put the U next to the V looks a bit thin, doesn't it, by comparison? So really, it needs to be a little bit thicker, to be fair. But that's easy. So out we go again. Should I use a ruler? I could use a ruler. Tell you what I could use though, is that to give me my depth. See? Okay. Oh, the joys of tracing paper. There you go. So I'm going to go like that. Just put a line there. So now I know exactly it's there. Okay. So now that V looks like it could sit next to the U. It sure could, couldn't it? See? So it's just about comparing what you're doing. I think I'm going to thicken that one up a bit as well. Okay. So again, you know, if you wanted to, you could just flip her over because it's definitely symmetrical, right? But I reckon I could work this out by myself. There you go. Exactly that. See, and then that's a bit thick now. Cool, Barbara. And now you know why I do this before you all rock up. Yeah. That's okay though. I'm among friends. and I'm calming down. There we are. That's better, isn't it? Nice. So then if you wanted to do a recess, I rather like that look too. So shadow wise, instead of doing a drop shadow, you could actually do like a wooden drop within the letter. So you just, I think this would look rather good too. Let's have a look. Yeah, look. You can imagine, can't you? And then that sits, and then the shadow is in here, there, like that. A little bit of shadow in there. And straight away, you know that that's dropped in. You could do a bit of hatching, like that. Just a bit of hatching. By hatching, I mean hatching. You shade like that. There you go. So there's our V, all done already. Good. If that's not a vase, I don't know what is. Okay, time for a break. Now let me ask you then. Right, we've done our V. I'm happy with that. You could use it as a vase if all else fails. V for vase. You could, listen, look. Okay, so I could take that and I could transfer that now because it's on the back. I take a bit of copy paper. Let's just try it. Look, come on. Sometimes this is the way to do it, just to wing it. See? Now I need to kind of make sure that that doesn't move around while I'm transferring. And I know that there isn't a lot of ink. Now let me just move this table. I've been preparing for this afternoon's TV show, Clarity TV, coming to you at a screen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, got some really lovely stamps. So I was preparing that yesterday evening and this morning. Right. So I've secured that in place. We're on the back now. Okay, so what I should be able to do is transfer the shape. Let's have a look. Good enough. I can see enough. Yeah, I can see enough to be able to transfer it. I think it'd be rather nice, V for vase. Let's have a look. And then you could actually pop a lovely sprig in there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I'm just using copy paper. And could I use a ruler? Of course. Of course. So while I'm doing this, let me ask you, do you have a favourite vase? Do you have a vase that you always reach for? What shape is it? Have a think. V for vase. I do. And is it, come on then, so if we're on the subject of vases, right, if that's a vase, see, we could put a lovely sprig in there, couldn't you? Just do something arty. Like, come on, here we go. Oh, my tummy, did you hear that? Should we put a bit of water in? There we go. It's going to be lovely. Right, flower. Let me ask you then. So, is it ceramic or is it glass, your favourite vase? Tell me. Tell me, I want to know. Put a flower in. I'm going to put a, I'm thinking on my feet here, but I think these are quite nice. We've done loads of this sort of stuff in the shack. That's the thing, I guess, when you do this sort of stuff, you get confident, don't you? You start to realise how it works and what you can do, you know? Right, come on, let's make a nice flower like this. And then we'll go back to vases, but let's just make a V for vase. And then it becomes self-explanatory what it is. Look, do you see? It's obvious now what we're playing at. There you go. Get the stamen, little dots. Nice. Pretty. Get some leaves going. Leaf. Another leaf. They're pretty. Pop a leaf up here. Little smaller one. Get a pear going. Balance now. Where do we think? I think this is rather lovely, isn't it? Another leaf there. Cool. You know what? Easy. Let's distinguish the leaves from the petals. There you go. And something nice to colour in. Now let's have a look. Crystal, glass, 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 glass. Do you know what? I'm with you on that. I always reach for the glass vases. Years ago, I used to make gorgeous slate vases. They were really lovely too. And I do go for the slates sometimes. And they're really flat like that. Very nice. And then you get all the stems. So, for example, there are certain flowers like gladioli. They just look all bunched up. You lose that beautiful shape of the leaves. But in these slate vases, because there's only that much in the water and the water went that way rather than up the stem, you get these fantastic tall lilies. Worked really well. All flowers worked really well because there was a pin holder inside, and then you could stand the flowers in the water, and it liked the metal of the pin holders. We used to sell a lot of them. We used to make them a lot. Glass and crystal is the most popular though. Yeah, but I tell you what, these slate vases, I ought to bring one up to show you. I actually made one out of ceramic, but the same principle, you know, that the water was underneath this slate. And then it looks like the flowers are sort of growing out of the stone. Very nice, very classy, very Japanese. Ikebana. It just looks so Japanese. We won awards with those vases. I have one of your slate vases. Jane, do you? Yeah, I've got a few still in the house. They are lovely. Right, so glass. You see now, isn't it funny how you add a little bit of water there, and so immediately it's definitely the vase. V for vase. Thin that out a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Nice. So if we are going to draw vases, so we've decided on the material. We do like a glass vase. I do too. I like jugs as well, though. See, like I like that. I think there's something about it going in and then going back out again. The jugs, they're a good shape for flowers, don't you find? I think so. Having said that, I think the thing about the glass is you see the flower, don't you? You see the only downside of the vase, the glass, is that if it goes a bit green, you have to change the water quite a lot, don't you? Because you can see that all the, you know what I mean. Right, so now we've decided we're going to go with glass vases, let's just say for the sake of argument, and we've got to decide what shape. So there's all sorts of different shapes, aren't there? Different shapes: tall vases, round vases, fat vases, thin vases, vases that are in like that, concave, convex, right? I know. I've got loads of vases. All right, I ought to make, well, why do I want to make more? I got loads already. You know, as a potter, you think, oh, I really like, in pottery, I like vases that look like bottles, you know, very Japanese. They're almost, let me show you. I bet if I show you the shape, you'll know. They're quite like that, and then they come up like so, and then they literally, they come up and they're like that. And the neck is quite long. That, and then yeah, and then you get these single stems coming, or really tall. I mean, these are tall things, you know. And then they're faceted. Often, what it means is they're chopped up a bit. So you'd think they were round, but then they've got bits chopped off them, so they look quite square, quite angular. but I quite like that shape. And in fact, I'm going to try it if I get time this weekend. It's even thinner than that. It's like literally like that. And it would take one stem, one grass, you know, it's that thin. See, like that. I love that shape too. And you know what? The thing about it is, because it's glass, pottery, ceramic, if I did it in porcelain, for example, what would be really nice is, because it's handmade. See, I lie in bed at night trying to figure out I'm not going to throw this because I can't get my finger inside. But what I could do is do it in two parts, see? So I could wrap it round a really long cylinder that's that bit. Then I could coil this bit, and then I could do it round. I could do another little tiny sausage, like a roll, like that, and then join it here with coils. Right? And then the best part of it is that you can make it a little bit, you just build it over a bit. So it goes like that a bit. It needs to be a little bit imperfect, you know, a little bit wonky, not perfect. If I want it perfect, I'll go to John Lewis and I'll buy one for 30, 40, 50 quid. But I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to have, you know, I'm not saying have fingerprints all over it, but it needs to be handmade, you know, not mass produced, So yeah, watch this space at the open days, because I'm thinking that I might have some. I did empty a kiln out at 6 o'clock this morning. I know. Yeah, all my pencil pots are 100% success rate. Very pleased with myself. Well, the bisque load is done. See, like that. I think this would be magnificent. Very, very thin it needs to be, though, you know, and the opening needs to be like a bit bigger than that. Maybe the head, if it's that big, you know, the top bit. Yeah, but I digress. But the best part of it is, right, it's being, you know, in my own thoughts, especially just before I'm going to sleep. I don't know if you're like this about your artwork as well. And then I lie in bed and I think, right, and then I work out how I'm going to do it. And then I fall asleep. And then I fall asleep and I wake up. And sometimes I remember what I decided, what I was going to do. And then sometimes it comes to me later in the day. Interesting, isn't it? The creative process in your mind. Yeah. Right, come on. Let's draw some vases. Okay. Get a bit of copy paper. And let's just get some vases down first. And then once we've done that, we can start perfecting them a little bit, you know. Okay, so we've got a bit of copy paper. Pull out a bit. Right, what's your favourite shape? Let's decide. What's your favourite shape? We'll start at the top and we'll do. So the vase that I seem to go for the most. Go on, draw the vase that you go for the most. This is a glass one that I've got, right? And it kind of, I'm guessing you would call it, would you call it a tulip vase? It's like that. Maybe it's a little bit thicker at the bottom, otherwise it would just fall over, wouldn't it? It's quite tall, and it's like that. It's a bit wider at the top, I'd say, than at the bottom, like that. And that's the kind of shape that it is. Do you know? But it seems to be a perfect shape for a vase. It was a wedding present. See, like that. The only problem is, of course, I'm trying to get the symmetry done. But you get what I mean. So the flowers, they kind of sit really nicely because they it's not too wide at the top. You know, the vases that are rubbish are when the head's so big, right? The top part's so big that the flowers just flop out. If they're tall, they're all at 45 degrees, aren't they? So you have to bunch them up. So that's when this kind of vase is a great shape. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. So that's quite a good one. And then that's like that. And then that's probably a little bit smaller there. And then it goes like that, and like that-ish. Yeah, like that. There you go. That's the first one. Agreed? And then the next one, again, it's all about the neck, isn't it? It needs to be a bit tighter up here so that, so this is another nice one. So when we used to go to Egypt a lot back in the day, I used to collect alabaster, a lot of it. In fact, what I'll do is maybe on a Thursday, this is quite a Japanesey sort of thing, right? But alabasters, it's not really, to be fair, it don't work because it leaks. So it's not the best. It's not a vase that you'd put water in and flowers. It's a vase that I put light in. I put candles inside, and then you get the translucency of the alabaster stone. That's beautiful. Yeah. Really nice. I use them as night lights in the hallway. So I get those candles that you can recharge, you know, the sort of safe. Not using light flames. So, and then you pop them in this inside the alabaster vase. And then if anybody needs to get up in the night, it's lovely. The lighting, it looks gorgeous. Just saying. But it is a vase, but you certainly, you wouldn't want to put flowers, dry flowers maybe, but I'm not a big fan of dry flowers. I prefer the real. See, but that looks quite nice, that shape. This is more of an alabaster type shape, like that. Didn't know we were vase designers, did you? I know, it's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. There you go. So you could make that even bigger, couldn't you, if you wanted to? You could really go for it like that. See? Hey, there's a vase, isn't it? And then, you see, it's good because, yeah, it's even better. Because then the flowers, again, they sit like that, see? That's the key, isn't it? To have the flower so it's not too... it's just a thought. Right, so we're going for it now. That holds it in, doesn't it? Glass, alabaster. Not too busy. I tell you what I'm not a fan of, even though I love Japanese stuff, I'm not a fan of the really busy, like Ming vases. I know they're worth a mint, but I think they detract from the flower if they're too... They're nice on their own, standing, you know, in the glass cabinet so that you can't break them. But I don't think they are... I don't think they do the flowers any favours. Listen, if I had a Ming vase, I wouldn't be putting flowers in it. Imagine you knock it on the tap. Oh, take a chink out of it. Yeah, and then it's like that. The Sunday show. What's it called? The Antique Roadshow. Well, you know, you have a Ming vase here. It's worth £1 trillion. It would have been worth £1 trillion, except that you knocked it on the tap and you cracked it. It's a little chink, tiny little chink, and now it's only worth 50 quid. Dave and I, we watch it. We should be on Gogglebook. And then I go, gutted. And then, you know, oh, there's somebody, you tried to repair it, didn't you? And you used no more nails, and that didn't work very well, did it? Anyway, back to vases. She's being silly now. Right, another one. So I've got my lovely tulip vase. I'm sure there are names for these. I like that one. I'm going to show you how to make them symmetrical in a minute. Then we've got that one, which is... So this is concave. This is convex. Now, there's another vase. I did make a nice one. I made a nice one. Yeah, I did. I'll show you this one as well. This is quite a good shape. I made it at pottery. Again, the head is the mouth at the top, the opening isn't too big. So you got the right, but then it's in the bathroom, this one, and stands like that. And it's, well, if I said it's round, it is kind of round. It's I coiled this one. What that means is coiling. Okay, it's a right job and a half. It really is. You have to make sausages when you coil, and what that means is you have to roll sausages of clay, and then you build them up. So it's the whole thing is built off with coils of clay, and you build up and go round and round and round. And then I thought I couldn't think of anything worse, really. To me, it was the job that it was like the project of a coiled vase. And so there's a special way of doing it, and you have to, so you put the coil on, and then you have to pull it down up on the inside and up on the outside, and so up it goes in. You can change the direction that the clay is going, that way or that way, depending on how you fix it on inside or outside. You can either pull it in or you can pull it out, right? And at the beginning I thought, God, spare me, this is going to take all year to make and you've got people at this course, they're making vases like urns, that you'd put in your garden. Like, it's like, has anyone considered the size of the kiln? How are you going to get it in the kiln? So mine was quite modest, right? And they're coiling as well. Their coils are like that, onga, massive. And then but I have to say, of all the vases I've made, my coiled vase is my most precious one. Isn't that funny? It's my favourite and my most precious one. I'll show it to you. It's quite nice. It leaks. It leaks because I did it with smoke firing. Okay, it was the outside I was interested in. So it doesn't work as a vase, but it's a very nice shape. It's my most prized vase anyway. I'll show it to you. But the thing is that it's got this shape when you look at it from the front, okay? But if you look at it from the top, it's like that. It's like that's it from the top, if you see what I mean. So it's flat, yeah? This is not round. This is like that. From the side, it's like that. That's quite nice too. Yeah, it's windowsill stuff, isn't it? Windowsill, right? Rather than a, yeah. If I had to pick a shape to make in pottery, it would always be a bowl. For me, it would always be a bowl. I like vases, I like the bigger projects, but I do love a bowl. Something about it. It's the usefulness as well. Although vases are useful, but you understand? Anyway, so we're getting there now with our vases, aren't we? We've decided, I think we've established that we like glass vases. See, this is a good shape. If it didn't leak, it'd be brilliant. Look. So this one, see the stems sit like that. Really good, actually, because it's like that. So they don't even flop that way. It's not round at the top. It's like that. It's cool, 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 cool. Okay. Nice, nice. If only it didn't leak. That's what happens if you do raku. Raku is never waterproof. You want the cracks, guess what? That's right. Everybody loves raku because they love the crackled glaze. The clue's in the word, crackled. It is. Raku's not waterproof. Okay. So there you go. A vase with no use, except for dry flowers. It will work for that. I could spend the rest of my life doing pottery and never get bored. You know that. But I won't bore you with any more. So let's look at these vases. We've got these shapes. Now, one thing I do want to do, though, is before we go on, because I can see the time is running away, I get in my little pottery world and I'm off on one. I'm off on one. So I need to tell you what's going on this week. Can I? Yay. Okay, so the first thing is, don't forget, we've still got Japan month. So if you're buying Japan 10 at the checkout to receive 10% off all orders placed from now until the end of March, this code can be used multiple times. So that's the first thing you need to know, is whenever you do place an order between now and the 31st of March, be sure to put Japan 10. We won't put it in for you. You need to do that. Then the next thing I wanted to say was, just put my vases to one side. This afternoon at 2 o'clock, yes, really nice stamps, Japanese florals. And what I was going to do at 2 o'clock, I was going to have a little lesson on how to use the embedders. Don't yawn. How to use embedders that don't fit. So you want to make an embedder, but you haven't got the one that fits the size. I'm going to show you how to change not the shape but the size of the embedder. I'll show you a couple of little tricks, okay? But I'm going to use these beautiful Japanese floral stamps as my vehicle, okay? They're also available in Groovy. I think you'll like them. If you liked what I did what we did on Friday, you will love these. These are not new, these are old. You may already have them. Either way, great price, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's today. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, Paul's in the shack with Louise at 10 in the morning. And then at 2 o'clock, the two of them are taking what I launched on Friday, those lovely floral three-way overlays. You know, loads of you have already bought the Groovy versions, the big A4 plates. Well, they're going to be putting those plates through their paces tomorrow, Tuesday, at 2 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, SHAC, Groovy Tuesday. And then in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, it's going to be that. Now, on Wednesday, we have a very special day. I'm going to tell you a story, okay? This lady is a storyteller for me. Her name is Nicola Elliott, and she has a company called Stamptagious. Now, many of you may be familiar with Stamptagious. They launched on Hochanda a couple of years ago. So Nicola and I are friends, and we've made for her, we made her stamps it's like a white label. You wouldn't know that we make the stamps for her. We help her with the designs, we help her with the finishing, and we make the stamps for Nicola. She designs them, we finesse them, we made them. We've always done that for her, okay? But it doesn't say it on the packet. I don't think it does anyway. It's not something that's of interest. The main thing is they're beautiful quality. So Nicola has a company called Stamptagious. And then when Create and Craft folded, she was out on a limb like everybody. So I said, well, she said, can I stick close to Clarity? I said, you certainly can. So on Wednesday, we're still making for her. Many of you will be familiar with, they're really quirky, fantastic little stamps. They're a completely different style, okay? But they're not ours, they're hers, if you see what I mean. But we're kind of doing a collaboration with her. So we've got a brand shop, like with Janice Phillips and the timestamp. It's the same kind of thing. We're supporting small designers, talented people, good people that need a platform, that need a maker, that need exposure, okay? And so we're launching them on our website just to pair we're opening a brand shop. The brand shop will be opening imminently. Paul can tell me when. You may be familiar with these kind of stamps, but I've got to show you them because they are so pretty and very different to ours. They're sketchy, very mixed media arty, Sam Crowe-y, you know, that kind of look. And we've got some beautiful samples for Wednesday. I'm going to be hosting the show with Paul. I can work with these stamps. You know, these are my cup of tea as well. But I just want to show you what they look like so you can see. They're really cute. These are A6. These are brand new from Nicola. We're going to launch them on Wednesday. Stamptagious. See, look, oh, they're so lovely. See the little rabbits. Spring is in the hair. They are very, 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 very cute. Okay. There's some really beautiful little girls. And what we decided with Nick is that we're going to go little and often. So like every month or so, every month, we'll bring out another couple. So it's that collectible thing, you know, rather than huge bundles, see, which used to really put pressure on Nicola financially, you know. It's like, no, let's do little and often. And let's get a brand shop. Let's build a brand shop. Let's build a presence. Let's get the marketing going. Let's get you out there. But let's just keep adding slowly more little characters from your storytelling, you know, because they really are. So I'll show you. What does it say on the back? It says made in Britain. There you go. That's what it says. We make them. Always have. Let me show you the printouts of them. These are the 2 plates. There's a whole brand shop. We've loaded lots of her existing designs, you know, so there's a little bit more on the table. Let me show you. But these are the new ones that nobody's seen before. So we've got the little hairs and these little, see, I love these little princesses. Look at this, butterfly kisses. They are so, so, so pretty and very, I don't know, they just say a lot, these little characters. So I sent these to Sam because I knew that Sam would really enjoy them. And I'm going to be working with Sam's designs. Look, isn't that gorgeous? Just showing you. I like working with Sam because she thinks outside the box. 10 green bottles. Says, oh, where's the bottle gone? There it is. Look, there's a bottle of milk with a little window and a little door in it. Isn't that just super? Look, milk. 3 pints today, please. So Sam used some of her papers, which I think we're going to load onto the Sam's paper, Gone Fishing. See? So mixed media, so journaling. Transfer the Bowwell papers on the jelly plate. Isn't it lovely? They are lovely. They really are. Spring is in the hair. Bit of Bowwell paper. I just wanted to kind of give you a flavour. We're launching it. It's official today. Okay. And they're going to be available at 8 a.m. on our website on Wednesday morning. So there you go. 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, we're launching these stamps. And at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m, I shall be working with Paul and promoting the life out of Nicola Elliott's beautiful Stamptagious stamps. There you go. And that's what we call supporting designers. Yep. Now, so that's Wednesday, 10 and 2. Then Thursday, it's you and me again, babe, in the evening. And I thought we'd go back to, can we go back to the big floral poster and do some colouring? Yes, please. Thank you very much. And then on Friday, Deborah Wheeler is taking the wheel. Do you get it? She's going to be driving the bus with Paul at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. She's coming on down to Clarity Towers and she's going to be entertaining you there. We are here to keep you company. We hope that you like what we serve you. Yes. And so now I've got to clear the decks. We've had a little chat about vases. V for vases. Very beautiful. I'll bring some vases in next Monday so you can have a look at some of my pieces. And then we'll get the tracing paper out and we'll draw a really nice. You between now and next Monday though, decide what shape. That's all you got to do. Decide what shape vase you like. Okay. And then we'll go with whatever you go with what you like. You do you, boo, and I'll do me. And then but I'll show you the tricks. I'll show you how to make a 3D vase, how to make it look like 3-dimensional. So you could lift it off the page if you wanted to. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Good. I think I've covered everything. I feel a lot calmer now than I did an hour ago. And now I'm going to clear the decks. I'm going to do a big arm sweep. And then I will see you at 2 o'clock with Paul. We're going to be simulcasting. So Paul's going to be on the screen and we're going to do our trick where he's in Edenbridge and I'm in Crowborough. There you go. All covered, says Paul. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I hope that you enjoyed our hour, that I've set you up for the week. I think so, don't you? We just need to stick close together. Yeah. And the only other thing I do want to still leave you with, right? Open days, the tickets, people are starting to buy the tickets now. And I'm just going to give you a little nudge that this is what's coming up, because it is, you know, it's not far away now. The 30th of May, the 31st of May, right? If you want to do an Inky workshop with me on the Sunday, then you can. If you want to do a Parchy workshop with Linda Williams, she's going to be there on that Sunday too. So that is that weekend from the 31st, from the 30th of May to the 1st of June. That's the first big weekend that we've got covered. Sunday workshops, open days on the Saturday with all the demonstrators, with make and takes. It's all going to be going on. I've got some really good ideas, something new, something exciting. Then we've got the summer retreats. This is the 18th and 19th. And this is important because it runs for 6 days. 2 days summer retreats, then another 2 days. That's another workshop which is repeated. And now what we've decided to do to cut costs as well for yourselves, we've moved the parchment retreat to Ditton. So when we used to go to the spa at great expense, now Linda is going to be doing the parchment retreat the days 5 and 6. So we're there for the whole week. First group 2 days, second group 2 days, day off, third group at the weekend, Linda Williams. So if you want to do a workshop, a retreat with Linda Williams, we're hanging out in a hotel up the road. We come to Ditton, we do the retreat at Ditton, we all go back to the hotels and we hang out in the evenings, okay? So just saying, that's on offer too. So maybe plan a little get away or a little retreat. The clue's in the word. And then, of course, but we don't need to talk about it too soon, we've got the open days in November too. November the 14th, Friday, Saturday, and then, of course, the 2 workshops with Linda and myself on the Sunday. So it's the same format, but it's a Christmas gig, and it is fun. That's the one with the mulled wine and the mince pies and the carol singing. Yeah. So time to make a plan, my friends. And I shall see you at 2 o'clock today. Lots of love. Thanks for joining me. And Paul, thanks for all your help. Bye-bye now. Bye.